The advice I do give some people like adrenaline, they like to trade. In that case, keep yourself a small portfolio of 10% or 20% where you can be a filthy degen and trade anything you want. Mm-hmm. You can hold as much Pepe as you want, you can blow up, you can do whatever, and that can appease that FOMO thing. Because you can always tell yourself the lie that you're going to make this 10% worth more than the rest of the portfolio because you're the best trader in the world. You won't, you'll lose most of your money, but at least you're not screwing it up.
Today we have Real Vision CEO Raoul giving us his latest prediction on Bitcoin and the crypto market. Pal believes that Bitcoin and the entire crypto market will experience a tremendous bull run very soon. In a recent interview, Pal pointed out that the current market is displaying similarities to the bullish patterns observed in the 2015 and 2016 cycles. Speculations about a crypto rally have gained significant traction, particularly in the light of the Ripple case and the increased likelihood of a Bitcoin ETF approval by the SEC. In light of this, BlackRock continues to establish itself as a financial powerhouse, which has fueled recent optimism in the crypto space, heading into the last quarter of 2023. Europe is also gearing up for the launch of its first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, which is anticipated to be publicly listed this month. Initially planned for release in July 2022, the fund's launch was postponed due to market conditions following the Terra Luna crash in May of 2022 and the subsequent collapse of FTX just months later. Let's get into the latest interview with Raoul as he gives his market prediction for 2023 and what the economy can expect in the last half of the year. Don't forget to share your thoughts and comments down below and leave a like if you enjoy the content we do here.
I know nothing is that Gary Gensler was under a lot of fire politically because of saying no to everything. And he had said that Bitcoin was not a security. So therefore it becomes really difficult not to allow or to appease the politicians by saying, look, I've passed the bloody Bitcoin ETF. At least I've done something. You know, I'm comfortable with Bitcoin. So my guess is he gave the nod to BlackRock and said, listen, I need to do something. We're going to do this. And they've obviously have an open conversation with the SEC. The SEC had given the guidance as we will accept this if you do this. So they all did it. What was really amazing within that, bit of humble pie, that the SEC is suing Coinbase while at the same time are going to approve them as a major part of the mechanism of the ETF. And it kind of shows the incongruity of this ridiculous situation they found themselves in. Then you add the XRP ruling, and it makes it really hard for them to stop some of this stuff. So, you know, I think Gensler probably comes under more political pressure because of what's just happened as well. It kind of fuels the politicians, the pro-crypto politicians were like, this is not sustainable. And Gensler's opinion appears to be wrong. So the overreach argument. So overall, these are really good things for the space. Now, the Bitcoin ETF, I've always said the ETF doesn't matter unless the market has momentum. If it has momentum, it becomes a sucking sound of bringing in RIAs in the United States and individual investors and pension plans and others. And lo and behold, we're in the middle of crypto spring where things are starting to really warm up. And that sound of FOMO you hear in the distance is thundering closer and closer. And that's going to bring these people in. So if we continue the way we've been going and prices are rising and let's say Bitcoin's at 40,000, by the time the ETF comes in, there's going to be a blind panic because everybody kind of knows that it's very cyclical as an asset. And that when the cycle goes, it can have tremendous returns. So I think that's going to be in the back of many people's minds who are out of the market right now. And with the Bitcoin ETF, they're going to be more enticed by it. So look, it is very positive. And that capital flow that comes into the space, let's say $10 billion comes in the ETF, whatever, that money then flows into the space. People take profit in their original Bitcoin, it gets reinvested into ETH or Solana or whatever else. And then before you know it, recycles into NFTs because all of these digital assets is a kind of global economy, a separate global economy made up of smaller economies like ETH and Bitcoin. And once you have new foreign direct investment into an economy, things boom. And that's what's going to happen. My view for a long time is, while I like Bitcoin, I'm more predisposed towards the broader ecosystem itself, because I think the whole of Web3 and crypto is a much larger thing than just a store of value money component, which is an important part of that in itself. And so therefore I've tended to have ETH as my larger bet, and I've had that for a long time because my thesis is these things are all valued on Metcalfe's law, which is network effects, and that's the number of people who use it and then the number of applications really that go on. Now, ETH's equation within that is there's actually more users, the amount of activity is higher because of all the applications, but the sizes of the transactions are smaller. But because so much is being built on top, the network effects grow over time. So over time, I expect it to outperform. But in each bull market, there's another something that does really well. And my eye is on Solana because it's got a large ecosystem, a lot of developer activity, a lot of applications layer tools. Now, does that work or not? I don't really know, but I think it's a reasonable probability bet that it's like kind of ETH was in 2018-19, came from the dust down 97%. And survive. The Lindy effect of surviving a massive bear market with all the FTX stuff is a good thing. Could it be another ecosystem that takes fire? Of course, and many will. What happens with the broad basket for me is I don't focus on any of it. So some stuff pumps and I don't take profits, and other stuff, it's not big enough, so it just falls and you don't notice it. So I actually find I operate better with concentrated bets. So really, yes, I've still got a small basket of stuff that I own, maybe 5 or 6. Really, it's all in 2. It's all in ETH and Solana. And then I have a bunch of NFTs on top. And I think that's a relatively safe bet of ETH with a slightly riskier bet of Solana, but not too risky. And I actually, I thought long and hard about this in the last bull market. And I thought, it is too complicated a world now. And you have to be too technical and you need to be on top of too many things. This is not a Bitcoin ETH only world. So I actually started a asset management firm called Exponential Age Asset Management, which is a fund of hedge funds that invests in digital asset hedge funds, because those guys, it's their job to find the small token that goes up 500x. Right? I can't do that. I just don't have the time or the experience, but it's their job. So the idea is to create a vehicle, a fund of fund vehicle, to allow investors, high net worth investors, family offices, institutions, to have a broad, diversified portfolio of hedge funds that can manage that side of the equation.
In a recent report on crypto assets, the Financial Stability Board highlighted the need for greater transparency from providers and enhanced cooperation among regulators worldwide. As tasked by the G20 to develop a comprehensive regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, the FSB has published 2 sets of recommendations. The first set focuses on the global approach to crypto regulation, encompassing supervision and oversight of digital asset activities in markets. Meanwhile, the second set of recommendations concentrates on the regulation of global stablecoins. Safeguarding client assets, addressing concerns about conflicts of interest, and reinforcing cross-border cooperation among regulators are among the key areas of focus. What do you think about Raoul's prediction for Bitcoin? And do you think BlackRock will shake up the crypto market in the last part of the year? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.